Stan Lee exploitation documentary is crazy from Moist Critical or Penguin Zero. I actually saw this. And dear God, is this depressing? This is really depressing. I want to get into this.
Today, a Kickstarter project was launched as well as a trailer dropping about the final years of Stan Lee's life and the elder abuse he was allegedly victim of. It's a subject I've talked about from time to time on the channel. A few years ago, I even made a video covering the exploitation of his legacy for the sake of shilling NFTs. That one was
Dude, they like, I love this too. Hold on, huh? From championing diversity to embracing new tech. It's always like, I fucking hate these people, dude. I hate these people so much. Where they're like, oh, we're gonna slip in some of the diversity talking points to get this crowd. We're gonna sucker these guys. We're gonna shit on this dude's legacy. I remember when this happened, and I was so disgusted by it. One, they're just fucking trying to put it in to get like the social brownie points for putting the diversity thing in there, right? And then also trying to like to convince these absolute brainlets. They're like, oh well, if you like diversity, you need to be a part of this NFT, bro. And this is where I get so fucking, like, most of these people who are like doing this shit, anybody you see talking about this virtuous shit, or actually anything really, just always keep an open mind when you're listening to somebody talk on the internet. There's a good chance that they're trying to sell you on something. They're trying to sell you on something, whether it's an ideology, whether it's a stupid NFT, a pump and dump. Everybody's trying to sell you on something. That is just how it works. That, like, right now, I'm trying to sell you on my channel. I'm trying to make you think that this is the guy to watch so that I eventually can get ads on my videos and then make money off of this. Everybody's trying to sell you something. Don't let anybody believe that they're not. I mean, it's just how this stuff works. But it's so gross to, like, prop up a dead body and then be like, yeah, dude, remember how cool this fucking guy was? Dude, he was pretty lit. Spider-Man? You like Spider-Man? Oh, dude, he mad liked black people. He mad liked black people. Oh, and other brown, not just black people, different shades of brown. He liked them too. Also, big tech guy over here. Yeah, he made comic books and stuff. I know he's dead as fuck, but buy our NFT. It's just fucking gross, dude.
The exploitation of his legacy for the sake of shilling NFTs. That one was particularly evil, basically saying, you gotta put all your money into these NFTs. It's what Stan Lee would have wanted. Excelsior, am I right? You don't want to disappoint Stan Lee. Get our NFTs. It's shameful, and there were allegations of elder abuse in the later life of Stan Lee for a long time, and now today, this documentary has popped up from someone named John Bolerjack, who is a former assistant to Stan Lee, who's claiming he's had tons and tons of video evidence and footage of numerous times Stan Lee was taken advantage of, and now he's putting it all together for this documentary called Stan Lee: The Final Chapter, and he's launched the Kickstarter campaign looking for $300,000 to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts right off rip before we even get into the trailer, as well as like a clip that dropped from it. To me, that feels really exploitative as well. You're telling me you've had this footage?
Yep, that's exactly how I thought about it. The whole situation is disgusting. This dude was sitting there hanging out with Stan Lee every day, watching him get abused, watching him be shoved place to place, utilized as a prop so that somebody else can make money. I talked about, like, some woke cows in the past, like Joshua Block, right? Where he's surrounded by bad people who are just utilizing him to milk him, bro. They are milking him as hard as they can. He's dry and they're still pumping out tons of dust. And this is what these guys are doing did to Stan Lee. And you're like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna put this together into a massive film. I need like $300,000 to do it. Dude, just use some fucking editing software, post it on YouTube, and show what's went down. People will come and watch your shit. Make a YouTube channel. Like, yes, is it still disingenuous because you still will make money from YouTube? To a little bit of a degree. But trying to do a Kickstarter to get this into theaters and stuff, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It just seems exploitive. But it's still, this whole situation is disgusting. I don't know why he just didn't put this all together and then drop like an insanely massive YouTube video.
footage for years, incriminating evidence of Stan Lee being taken advantage of, and instead of releasing it throughout the years to spread the word about the injustice he faced or giving it to authorities about potential elder abuse, you've instead just sat on it, kegeling it until now, compiling it into this documentary that you're now looking for $300,000 to finish, to pay for things like casting, wardrobe, hair and makeup, music composition, a soundstage space, visual effects. Like, what the fuck? If the goal is justice for Stan Lee, this feels highly unnecessary. I don't think you need a visual effects department on standby to cook up some CGI for it, you know? Like, you don't need Blur Animation Studio on the horn to do some kind of 3D render of like a...
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. And why are we doing the interviews and shit? Like, here's the thing. I saw some of the interviews with, like, Rob Liefeld and stuff in the thing. If all of these people, like Rob Liefeld, you could probably have reached out to some of the other people in the industry to be like, hey, for years I've had this. I knew that by releasing this, I would lose my job. I was the only person there that was making sure that someone was taking care of this man. Like, I could understand the position of if he knew if he released it, he would lose his job. And then there was a chance that things could get worse for him or whatever. And this is being incredibly generous to this guy. And don't get me wrong, I think that this guy, there's a part of him that is kind of skeevy for doing this. I've already said that. But we're going to play Generous Jeff for a second. He knows that he could be kicked out. This could get worse for Stan Lee. So he's being a little, he's like, so after he dies, he's like, I have all of this footage. I felt bad for not being able to do this before. I'm going to reach out to a bunch of people who've worked with Stan Lee throughout the years. And I want to see if I can get something out here to, like, get these guys put on blast. And then just go and reach out to these people. Reach out to everybody who knew Stan Lee and say, hey, can we come together to talk about this? Instead of going to the general public being like, yeah, by the way, I've had all this stuff about elder abuse for years. And because now only consensus you have is you're just as bad as the people that were abusing him. And you're going to try to utilize this editing and shit to make you look good. So now we're just instantly going to have to believe that you were the good guy throughout this whole thing instead of just you were filming every moment between you and Stan Lee.
Reenactment scene or something. If you've got all of this incriminating evidence, it feels a little weird to be asking $300,000 from people to crowdfund a pretty bow to put on all of this and like elevate it to like a Hollywood production where they want a set constructor, like they want to build a set, like I don't know if they want to like recreate Stan Lee's home 1-to-1 or something, or you know, as well as like a sound stage, like what, you refuse to release the footage unless everything, like all the testimonials can be filmed on like a Blackmagic Pro 45K camera or something? Like, I don't really understand it. To me, feels like it's also capitalizing off of Stan Lee's name, but this time from a different angle where it's highlighting all of the other people who also exploited Stan Lee in a different way. I'll show you the trailer, and you can obviously form your own fucking thoughts on it, but there's a couple things I want to talk about as well as showing you that clip that dropped.
My name is John Bolerjack, and for the last 4 years of Stan Lee's life, I was his assistant, his confidant, but most importantly, his friend.
And dude, if you were his confidant and his friend, dude, you would have stood up to this. Like, I feel like you need to be on his side more than anybody else, and to watch other people just fuck him over, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. If you were his confidant, you'd think he would have done more.
I traveled the world with him, witnessing firsthand the incredible highs of his legendary career, but also the heartbreaking lows.
John Bolerjack was someone that was close to Stan Lee, and he has filmed a ton of things around him and the people around him as well. So a lot of the footage is basically showcasing how people interacted with Stan Lee, those closest to him, and how they viewed him as kind of like a tool to make money off of. I'll play the rest of the trailer in a moment, but I want to show you this clip because I think this clip is a really interesting look at not only John, but a lot of what Stan Lee was subjected to.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, are you ready to give a riveting speech? You're going to change lives.
I thought I was finished with that. What do I have to do now?
It's never over.
I'm not on the crazy.
Dude, fuck. This is what I'm saying, dude. This is what I'm fucking saying. Exactly what I said, dude. He was just as bad. See, he was a terrible assistant. He wasn't his confidant. And, like, even if that was in jest, bro, even if that was in jest, it still looks bad, dude. It's still not a great look optically, especially when you're trying to put these people on blast. Like, you're never done, dude. I don't know, dude.
Pills, right? Like, I'm not boofing stupid potion, right? That's John Bolerjack that's saying that to him. You can see his hair, his voice is the same. That's John. And he's the one telling him that it's never over. Like, John...
Yeah, dude, this is the thing. If you were his assistant, you could have been like, if you are ready to be done with this, we can go right now. It's all up to you. You're the boss. You want to leave? Let's get out of here. Like, he's the boss. It's like, okay, well, I mean... what's like, that's what assistants do. You assist the main guy, and if he wants to be fucking done, you're done. Now, we don't know all the context from that situation. Maybe it's like in jest or something, but I don't know. Stanley looks fucking out of it and wants to go home, and he got, instead of spending his like twilight years just chilling, he had to do fucking media tours around the world. I don't know, dude.
He, like, I'm assuming he was trying to be like sarcastic there, but John, even at the time, was privy to Stanley being taken advantage of, but just sat by and let it continue and let all of those people around him continue to exploit him. To me, it feels really weird. You've got all of this footage, you are aware of these things happening where he's being taken advantage of, and instead of sharing that footage at the time or contacting someone to try and help, he just lets it persist and then holds on to this footage for years after his death. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel...
It just feels wrong. It feels disgusting. It feels weird that he's using this. He's trying to make this was my kind of vibe too on that. Like, I think Moist Critical is like, obviously common critical take. He always does this, but honestly, this isn't... I started seeing a lot of people that were just kind of hyped about this, and I was like, I don't know, dude. This shit just kind of felt weird to me. Everything about it's disgusting. Everything about it's just... I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, dude. I don't like that he's utilizing his time as his assistant to have never have stood up for it, and now he feels bad and he wants to make a documentary about it to make himself look better and to also take down some of the people he doesn't like. I don't know. It's weird.
Right to me. Like, it feels off. And he also has something else that I found pretty mean-spirited to say to Stan at the end of this clip.
You what?
I said I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No. Once we're done, we'll get out of here.
Now, what do I do here?
Same thing, talk about you. We'll make some new questions.
But I don't have the...
Yes, you will. Yes.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Penny, like 5 pennies.
So this guy telling Stan...
Jesus Christ, dude. I didn't see that clip yet. So I hadn't seen that clip. I just saw the trailer, and Jesus Christ, does that look bad, bro. Bro, they're just kind of hovering around him, just like, you be a good little fucking Stanley. We're going to keep rolling you around. You look miserable, but God, we're going to get our money out of it. And Stanley knows what's going on. He's just miserable and old, and he's just kind of like, here's the thing. A lot of when people get to that age and they're just kind of getting carted around, they're just kind of existing. And it's sad to see them just in that existence. I don't know, dude. This is gross.
What he's going to do, even without Stanley really knowing and really wanting to, he is still pushing Stanley to do it. And then Stanley says, you get your money's worth out of me. And he says, every penny. And then John Bolerjack comes in and says, pennies, like 5 pennies. That's just kind of mean. Like, I don't know what the joke was supposed to be there. I don't know why he would come in at the end and say that on the back of that after we just watched Stanley get pushed to do something he wasn't aware of and not wanting to do by somebody who's basically controlling his appearance here. It just rubs me the wrong way.
I switched from due dates to due dates.
I
It
mean,
made me go from weeks by.
I mean, I don't think anybody can watch this. I don't understand that anybody can watch this and not see that there's something skeevy going on both sides. And you know what's funny is the way the trailer comes across is like him with his camera thing. It's trying to play itself off like the Val Kilmer documentary. That's the vibe I got instantly, and I think that's what grossed me out the most, is this is trying to present itself like the Val Kilmer documentary, like one guy with his camera. But the thing about the Val Kilmer documentary is it's Val Kilmer talking about Val Kilmer's life while he's going through the fact that he has cancer right now, and he's looking back to the best moments of his life. Brilliant documentary, by the way. If you haven't seen Val, you need to watch Val. But it almost presents itself in that way instead of like, I don't know, this is just gross.
Stan spent his final years enduring mistreatment, manipulation, and betrayal at the hands of a few very bad actors.
Is there any way to get us out of that San Francisco thing? What do you feel we gotta do it? Gotta do it.
At the time, I didn't have the power to stop it, but I did have a camera and I filmed everything.
This is where I fucking hate this. It's like, but I did have a camera. It just comes off like the Val Kilmer thing. Like, I feel like here we go. We're gonna do this right now. Part where he talks about the camera, but yeah, you're getting the vibes, dude. It's, he talks about how he had a camera every time he was on set in the trailer. I can't find that exact part, but you could see where I'm getting the vibes right here. This is like taking a dark version of the Val Kilmer trailer, and it's just weird.
Whoa, watch out!
It's extremely sad watching this. Elder abuse is a fucking horrid thing. And John claims that at the time he didn't have the power to stop it, but he had a camera, so he filmed everything. Well, you were compiling evidence. You could have submitted that evidence to authorities, and there's a very real chance nothing would have come from it. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of like really evil people that would have been able to squeak their way out of it, but you still would have tried. Like, you did have the ability to have this footage come to light. You could have released this footage yourself online. Like, there were a ton of options with this footage outside of just now bringing it to the public's attention while asking for money to finish a movie around that footage. Like, I understand there have been many cases where a documentary has been instrumental in justice for whatever case it's been covering, but I just can't understand why during all of the discussions around is Stan Lee being abused by the people closest to him, like there was even a lawsuit about elder abuse and Stan Lee, during all of this, and it did get a ton of attention, why John Bolerjack with his footage wouldn't have come forward to contribute to that discussion with evidence that, yes, Stan Lee is being taken advantage.
Well, and we don't know that he didn't. He might have brought it up and nothing happened, and now this is his kind of FU to those guys. So, without more context on that, I kind of tried to look that up. That's why you heard me typing in the background. But he might have done that, again, being charitable to this guy. I mean, but here's the thing. If you tried and you couldn't get a good case going for elder abuse, and now you're trying to make this documentary where you're getting a ton of money in it so you can get it, like, streamlined out and get critics behind it and shit. Fuck you, dude. You just, you could have put it together yourself and posted it to YouTube to say, this is the shit that happened to Stan Lee. Look how fucking gross this is. This is bad. And it would have gotten attention from every fucking corner of the internet. There is not a single person who wouldn't have covered this up in a positive light. That's the thing. Like, if you would have released this to YouTube as, this is my experience. I was Stan Lee's assistant for plus number of years. This is the story. And then just went through and created a dialogue using fucking CapCut or some shit. Put the shit together. Every single person from critical all the way to your, like, fucking what's nerd with the glasses or whatever, the fucking anti-woke guys. You would have had probably the quartering all the way to fucking Hassan Piker covering this shit, bro. Everybody would have covered it. And everybody probably would have been, probably would have seen just the internet come together to say, look how these fucking scumbags did this to Stan Lee. But instead you're like, well, let's just pull as much money out of Stan Lee's old ass as we possibly can.
Of. Yes, there are people close to Stan Lee doing things that he doesn't want to do or know that he's doing. Like, I don't understand why back then, with all of the footage he had, he wouldn't have spoke up during those times. It just feels weird that he's had it for so long and is now just bringing it to the public during a Kickstarter pitch.
Now I'm asking for your help to finish the film and finally get justice for Stan. This documentary includes first-hand accounts from key witnesses, including comic book legends like Rob Liefeld and Roy Thomas, as well as many others who saw the chaos and unethical acts. This isn't speculation, it's all on camera. Undeniable.
This is old Stan Lee coming at you. No, you're not old.
Irrefutable.
Oh my god.
I thought I was.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Stanley. You're not old. Yeah, you're old, dude. You're old. Come on. It's like, we all know. I don't know, dude. I don't like this guy.
Finished. But apparently I'm not.
No ambiguity.
I think it's pretty clear from industry veterans that have talked about it to the footage that already exists outside of this documentary, since this hasn't released, so we don't know all the footage in it, that we can say with a pretty high level of confidence Stan Lee was taken advantage of in the later years of his life by tons of people around him. I think that much is pretty clear, in my opinion, and I have no doubt that whatever footage John has here will be really helpful in holding a lot of those evil assholes that were exploiting him accountable. Like, I'm hoping that there will be a lot of good that comes from it. But this approach of just squatting on the footage for many years and then only like bringing it out if enough money is given to finish the film is very off-putting. And like looking at the Kickstarter rewards feels really weird too. Let me just hold your hand through what $50 gets you in the project. A stunning photo comic capturing rare, candid moments of Stan Lee like you've never seen before. Shot by filmmaker Jonathan Boulderjack, this collection offers an intimate look at the legend's life beyond the spotlight. Featuring 11 different covers, each showcasing a hand-picked image curated by its respective sponsor. Every book comes signed by Boulderjack, making it a must-have for true fans of Stan and his legacy.
I mean, the whole thing's gross, dude. This whole thing is just like, I get putting this stuff out to like hit these goals. There's a part of me that understands the fundraising, but it's like, I don't know if this was the right approach. Again, dude, you could have just posted it on YouTube, dude. You could have at any moment just posted this shit on YouTube, worked your ass off to get it out here. And I don't know, dude. I don't know. There's something that sits unwell with me here. It's like you found an opportunity. You're looking at an opportunity to capitalize off of his death because you're like, well, I know I have all these connections now. I can do this and it'll make me feel better because I didn't do enough while he was alive. That's how it feels to me.
What? So each copy is signed by John, which means it's a must-have if you love Stan Lee. Where have we heard that nomenclature before? Spoiler alert, it's the NFTs that were shilled on Stan Lee's Twitter page a few years back. There are so many reward tiers here, more than I've ever seen in a Kickstarter project. I shit you not. I think there's close to like 40 or 50 different reward tiers. It's crazy. Like, here's one for $500 where you get basically a CGC slabbed Stan Lee image. Like, it seems like the reward system is all about incentivizing collectors. Like, every reward.
Yeah. No. It's definitely trying to capitalize on it's trying to capitalize on that fucking card trader, super nerd, consume product and keep consuming product, don't ask questions, consume product mentality. We are on that Funko Pop level bullshit, dude. It's like, oh, look at this new thing you can shove up your ass and tickle your prostate with. It's all fucking, I don't like it.
Tier has some kind of element that hypes up the collecting appeal of the reward tier for the Kickstarter. Like, it's very, again, weird. Here's another option for $500 tier, where you can get a tour through Los Angeles with John, where you'll visit places where bribes were offered, schemes were plotted, and millions went missing, stories that have never been told till now. What?
What the fuck, dude? Dude, this is fucking gross, dude. This is just fucking gross, bro. Like, so you have time to get $500 from somebody to go do these tours, but you don't have time to fucking open CapCut on your phone, piece the shit together, and drop it to YouTube. Dude, this is a scheme, bro. This is... This guy was a part of it. I'm sorry. With these type of fucking bullshits, this guy was 100% a part of this, and he's utilizing this footage he has and cutting out any aspect where he looks like an asshole. And he's going to try to paint everybody else as the villain, because on the off chance that somebody else one day makes a documentary about what happened, or there's an expose, he can be the first guy with the news to the scene. That's what he's doing. At this point, I can't see this any other way.
So he'll take you on a tour of places where Stan Lee was exploited for $500. He'll take you on the Los Angeles tour of Stan Lee being taken advantage of. I just don't know how that can be perceived as anything other than slimy. It's basically reducing the elder abuse Stan Lee suffered to a tour for you to go on for $500 with this guy who's treating it like it's some kind of like attraction.
He's like, dude, welcome to Stan Lee Abuse Disneyland. Do you want to see where Stan Lee was gangbanged under an alleyway by a bunch of comic fans? Well, I can show you. I have the footage. If you pay me a gajillion schmeckles, I will show you where Stan Lee ran a train on, where a bunch of men lined him up and plowed him down. Oh, do you want to see the footage of that? Oh, gajillion schmeckles, please. Welcome to Stan Lee Abuse Disneyland. What the fuck, dude?
Like, it's just so not okay, I feel. For $8,000, you get an invite to the Emmys and the Governor's Ball.
What?
All right. Like, it goes
what?
on and on.
What the fuck does that even have to do with Stan Lee? How much is a ticket to the Emmys? How much is a tickets to the Emmys? Theater tickets, events date. Let's go. I don't know, dude. I can't find the cost here. I'm trying. Cost of tickets to the Emmys. I don't know, dude. How to get tickets to the Emmys without being a star. The cheapest was the mezzanine seating and complimentary parking at 500 and so okay, so if you want to do the live show and the whole thing, the tickets themselves are $3,500. So he's basically just upcharging $5,000, or he's about $4,000. He's upcharging $4,000, so that $4,000 will go to him and his project, and the other money will go to buying a ticket. That's basically what's happening. He's just upcharging tickets.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like 40 different reward tiers is an understatement. I think there's probably closer to like 60 or 70 different tiers of Kickstarter rewards here.
With your help, we can finish the film, expose the truth, and give Stan the justice he deserves.
As I mentioned, this footage that he has most likely will showcase a lot of the horrible things people have done to Stan Lee, and many times he was taken advantage of. But I don't feel like the goal of this film is to get justice for Stan Lee. It looks very different when you actually go through the page, all the rewards, all of the things that the money is going towards, and also when you remember the fact that he's had this footage for so long and is now just bringing it out for a Kickstarter pitch. I find it very...
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. We're actually going to go through the Stan Lee thing here in a second.
weird.
That's all he's got. We're going to go through the actual Kickstarter real quick. Let's look at all the different ones so I can... So, rewards here. We'll go here. We're going to go through all the rewards if it'll ever load, and we're going to see what this gets you. $50. Okay, so we'll start with the beginning. Okay, so, additional add-ons. Set of 6 size prints. $20. Add Roy Thomas's signature. $50 captured hero comic. Another $50 variant comic version. Captured another variant. Let's just go down the normal one. We got the set of 6 postcards, the comic, Another comic, another $50 comic. Look at these okay, so we keep going. Holy shit, there's a lot. Let's get these are all just the comic. Okay. Let's say special thanks in comic book. So this is just adding another page to the fucking comic book. Movie poster signed by cast and crew. Group conference with a video conference, so you can have a fucking interview with the director for $125. You can get a limited signed photo. Q&A San Diego, California screenings and question and answer. Okay, so you can go to the thing. These are all the different places. You got it, Las Vegas, Nevada. More screening. This is just every fucking place that they're hoping to. Here's a group video with conference with cast and crew. Limited edition hardcover tribute. So this is just like, oh, do you want to shake hands with these famous comic book people? While fucking exclusive streaming, Ben Shop Studio. You can go to the studio. Original art from the art from a comic creator. Jesus Christ. This is all just like normal fucking, dude, Capture Hero foil variant. This is the fucking card. Here's the Abuse Tour. Special thanks to the film. So you can get your name in the fucking credits. Meet and greet with Roy Thomas. Jesus Christ. This is, and I wonder how much money these guys are getting for this shit. This is where I'm getting questions. I mean, all gone. These are all gone. Like, they've already done these. Original comic layout by J. Scott Campbell. We got, these are already sold, dude. These sketches, Bruce Timm sketch. That's a nice sketch. Original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 cover recreation by the artist. Captured Hero, dude. As scores are so they have a part. Like I'm hoping they're just like, we got an original Wolverine cover by Kevin Eastman. I hope that these guys aren't getting paid a cut of this, and they're just doing it out of the kindness of their heart. And I hope that, I don't know, some of this feels skeevy to me, bro. We got an original Ghost Rider page. Dude, there's so many tiers, dude. It's all drawings and shit. This is all almost feels baity to that comic collector. That they're doing the same thing that the guys did by fucking like shilling Stan Lee out to every single area. They're literally just, oh, do you like this comic creator? Well, you can buy his fucking original art. You can buy his original art. It'll go to a movie that makes me look like the hero. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, I hope that he wasn't a douchebag. I hope he wasn't a douchebag and wasn't a horrible person throughout this whole thing. And this is actually not disgusting. I don't have high hopes in it, but there's a lot of like, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of fucking merchandise being sold here. And it seems like how they were merchandising Stan Lee, dude. I don't know. That's my thoughts on that, guys. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe and typical bullshit. But I don't know, dude. The whole thing sits a little uneasy with me.